Hello everyone and happy FF16 week. I wasn't going to make a video about this or even play the demo, but I just could not resist. It looked too good to pass up. The fact that there was carryover progression to the main game also made it hard to ignore. This video is going to sum up my thoughts on what I've just experienced in the demo. Basically, we get the first couple hours of the game and then a section later in the game that better demonstrates the combat system. Cut a long story short, I had an absolute blast with this demo, and to put it simply, I couldn't be more pumped for the main game. Just about all of my boxes are ticked, and if the full FF16 experience is at the quality of this demo, then wowee, we are in for a treat. Have you had a chance to check out the demo yet? Do you like what you played? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, let's get into it. The first thing I noticed about the demo is that it is definitely a PS5 game. It looks outstanding and is a clear jump from what the PS4 is capable of. The art direction and cinematography is just incredible. The first 20 minutes or so of the demo takes place during a war when the main protagonist Clive is older. This entire segment absolutely blew my mind. There is so much happening and it all looks so good. Unfortunately, the demo didn't run as well as I hoped. I chose to prioritize frame rate, yet there were still noticeable frame rate drops. Hopefully this will be ironed out before release. I also have to mention the outstanding music. There are some epic tracks here, and the goosebumps could not be avoided during this scene when a remix of the traditional prelude could be heard. I cannot wait to hear more. The bulk of the FF16 demo is set during Clive's younger years. He is the eldest son of the Archduke of Rosaria, and despite being the firstborn, he did not inherit the power of the icon Phoenix. This power was instead inherited by his younger brother Joshua. Clive then dedicates his life to protect his brother, even though his resting bitch-faced mother treats him like trash.
Good day to you, Mother.
Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
This whole segment of the demo is intended to establish these main characters and introduce some of the nations at war. It is also intended to sell the game, and I think it did just that. I don't want to say too much more because the demo's ending is an absolute insane cliffhanger. I am now so pumped for this story. The demo did an outstanding job in revealing the perfect amount. Now, as you can see from some of this footage, it is clear that FF16 is going to be much more mature than previous titles. 2 hours in and there are already some pretty mature themes emerging.
I'm not afraid of a little frost, Benedicta, but I will need someone to warm me when I come home.
Plenty of swear words. And way more blood and violence than every other mainstream FF game put together. Sorry Squall, but your paper cut just doesn't compare. Being a political narrative, it'll no doubt be very easy to lose track of who is who, what is what, and where is where. Fortunately, we have the active time lore which allows you to enter this screen at any time. Here, you can read further on currently relevant people, locations, and lore. This system is so useful and something every RPG should be doing. While fairly short, the demo really does give us a good taste of what to expect. We have the intense war cinematics at the start, we have town exploration, we have a dungeon to track through, and we have some boss fights that give us a good feel for the combat. Exploring the small town area was an absolute treat. The environments look absolutely beautiful with loads of details around every corner. I had a blast running around the place, exploring everywhere I could, and of course, eavesdropping on all of the NPCs' conversations. It's the countless little things that really go a long way, such as the NPCs using water magic to fill the well and wind magic to cut the trees. This was so cool. Something that you don't see every day is the lack of a mini-map. Not having one can be such a powerful tool. It makes you, use your eyes instead of staring at a triangle with markers. Of course, this would would be a problem if the maps were designed in a way where you could easily get lost, but based on the dungeon and the town from the demo, this was not an issue. And if you're wondering, no, FF16 is not an open world game. You can select your locations from this main map, and I know this will disappoint some. According to an interview with producer Naoki Yoshida, the reason for this is to bring a story that feels like it spans an entire globe and beyond, rather than a limited single open world space, as was the case in FF15. I like open worlds as much as the next guy, but I have faith and I'm happy to see how it all pans out. Now, let's get into the combat. I am not one of those people who think that FF died after it stopped being turn-based. Final Fantasy is not dead, it's just different, for better or for worse. Personally, I really liked Final Fantasy XV despite not liking its combat at all. FF7 Remake on the other hand had crazy good combat. But what about Final Fantasy XVI? Well, I really like it so far. You take control of Clive and can string together melee attacks with the square button and unleash magic with the triangle button. Unlike FF15, there is an importance placed on timing your dodges, as when you dodge at the right time, you'll be at an advantage. A huge problem that FF15 had is with its item use. You could spam potions with no penalty, making boss fights a breeze. This time, while there is not a cooldown, there is a limit of items that you can hold, such as a limit of 4 potions. Casting magic is completely free, meaning that there is no MP cost or cooldowns. This seemed to work fine considering the fire spell that we were given doesn't deal much damage and most of the time was better being used after a combo. The bosses that you encounter also have attacks that can reach you at a distance anyway. Something that's unique to 16 is the use of icon powers in battle. By pressing circle, you can use Phoenix's power to dash towards the enemy. There are also other Phoenix abilities on a cooldown that deal a load of damage, and these were best saved for use within a combo and when you manage to stagger the enemy. This combat seemed to work very well, and I really loved the boss fights. They just felt so epic, and this is partly due to the cinematic evasion and attack sequences throughout. Now, once you complete the main demo, you do have the option to jump into a future chapter. This demonstrates that multiple icons can be equipped at a time, allowing you to switch through them for all of their benefits. In this section, you can switch through Phoenix, Garuda, and Titan mid-battle, which provides loads of options. I can imagine that as your available icons grow, you'll be able to do some deep character customization with different icons and their respective abilities. It has now been a few days since I completed the demo, and I just can't stop thinking about it. It did everything right, and so far it has far exceeded my expectations. The good news is we only have less than a week to wait until we can play the whole thing. I'm just going to have to find a way to fit eating, sleeping, and parenting in between FF16 sessions. What did you think of the demo? Did it blow your mind like it did mine? Let me know in the comments below. This was Hellfire RPGs. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, it would help me out a lot to hit that like button and sub for more RPG content. Also, hit that super thanks if you'd like to support the channel. See you next time.